this thing do if I don't get behind it? Right? Watch what the gun does.
Goes back.
Like, what does it do?
Go back.
Almost
Straight
like,
back.
but like, how much does it come back?
Not much.
Almost nothing, right? So, give me a little bit of a line right here. We'll start at the very back, right? I want you guys to think about the mount in terms of like structure, putting structure behind the gun without using a ton of muscle. Like if I told you guys, hey, I want you to put 110% effort into this. How long would you hold that 110% effort?
1 minute.
Not very long, right? So think about this in terms of structure, right? The structure that I would like to see behind it, like some of the techniques, right? This stock should be sunk down in your shoulder, right? By sunk down, I mean the opposite of up here. And if it's up here and I pull the trigger, what happens? Like watch this when I pull the trigger with just the toe in the shoulder. See how it creates like almost like a hinge point and the gun lifts really high? And it's like you didn't see that when there's nothing behind it, right? So it's almost worse than putting nothing behind it at all, right? So like sink that stock down, maybe 1 inch to 1.5 inches lower than the top of your shoulder. I like putting the stock basically in between the pec and the shoulder muscle, right? So kind of right in between here. I find that when I try to put it center line, I get the exact same type of hinge effect where it like really wants to lift at 12 o'clock and lifts really high. Right? I also find that to be a little bit more effort. So a little bit more lateral, kind of in between the pec and the shoulder muscle is where I like to put the stock, right? From here, like on the beep, or when I'm getting ready to shoot, right? All I'll do is take this shoulder and shrug it up. So I shrug the shoulder up, which does a couple things. Number one, it lifts the optic to my eye line, not my eyes down to the optic, right? So it lifts the optic up to my face. It's also going to shove my cheek into the stock, right? So it gives me a really consistent cheek weld. Make sense to you guys? Yeah. Firing hand, what's the firing hand's job? Just to pull the trigger and run the safety, right? I find that if I want to do something like really pull hard on the firing hand, it gets really tense, and I find it's really hard to run the trigger without moving the gun, right? The more tense that this hand is, the harder it is not to have like that sympathetic movement in these fingers. Make sense to you guys? Support hand. The support hand I find is the really interesting part about mount, or one of them. So I want the support hand kind of underneath the rail like this, and all I do is wrap the fingers around. This allows that elbow to get pointed down. To me, this is super important. When I flare the elbow like this, or if I grab the rail like that and the elbow flares out, what you guys will notice, like you want to steer the gun up and down, or you'll steer it side to side. So you'll see shots like go off to the left, or basically the entire group streaking across the target like that when you start going at speed. Make sense? Lastly, the stance, I like to be a little bit more bladed in the lower half, not the upper half, the lower half. Right, but if I could be a little bit more bladed in the lower half and kind of just sink down behind the gun, it requires very little effort, right? So move back here, I'll give you guys a couple different demos. All right, so I'm just gonna shoot it a couple times. I'll give you guys a couple different demos here, and I want you guys to try to see the difference, okay? Okay. Stand by. Stand by. All right. What did you guys notice out of the three? First one.
Ran straight.
Ran straight. How much effort was I putting into it? Just completely death gripping it. Right? What did it sound like? Did that one sound faster than the second one?
No.
No, it's because like all the tension was in my body and I was trying to death grip it, right? On the second one.
That was the big one.
That was the one, right? How about the last one?
Yeah, you're falling back.
Falling backwards, right? The second one, all I did was just try to think about getting behind the gun and then just keeping consistent pressure behind it. Right? So allowing this elbow to hang, what you guys will feel is the rifle suck back into your shoulder without you guys putting a ton of effort into it. If I told you like pull back 100%, how long could you hold that 100% with the support hand?
Not very much.
Probably 2 to 3 shots, and then you guys will start steering it around. All right. Like the structure behind the gun is a huge deal. Like even if I just do this behind the gun, like watch. Like it doesn't do a whole lot if I'm behind it, right? But if I do something like this where I don't have anything behind it, right? Like you guys see how it rocks my body backwards? So think about it in terms of structure behind the gun instead of like trying to muscle this thing around. Make sense? All right, Max has a super fun and exciting drill for you.
Yay.